got back from the gym, potty training today, and the little ones just woke up, so it's going to be a quick video. But really exciting. I've got my birthday gift to you guys is I'm putting my book on sale on Amazon starting the 1st through the 8th. So definitely check that out. FMJ, Fuck My Job, Trust, Transition, Trade, about how you can get into trading. If you've always had it to make it a dream to be a trader, definitely just take steps. That's what it takes. One day at a time, learn, compound your knowledge, and then before you know it, it's all gonna become clear to you and you're gonna start being profitable. 90% fail because they don't take the time to do the studying and the learning. Also, I had an idea last Sunday because I shot off my charts to a friend of mine in an email. I thought, oh my goodness, this would be so beneficial for everybody to learn how to read charts, to set the support and resistance for themselves as a really good learning tool. So I do have some beta testers. I thank you guys very much for sending me your emails, and I'm going to be shooting that out this week, beta testing with them, and should be starting up on Friday the 1st as well. So definitely check that out. I will update the link down below. You should be able to order it on my blog or also on my book site, janegalena.com. It's all going to go together, link together. So definitely check that out. If you don't have time or you're trying to figure out how to develop a watch list, this will sort of be a cheat sheet for you. Just like I do these videos, it's going to be my watch list for every day that I use for the most volatile stocks that have volume behind them, and it looks like they're going to continue the trend in that momentum that it's already developed. That's why I put the support and resistance just like I do on my watch list, so that you can see if it breaks, say, the support, more than likely it's going to be a red day for that stock and it will continue down and be a downward trend as a good short. If it were to break the resistance, say a great earnings winner, you will typically see that it will break the resistance to the upside and continue up for 3 days. However, the market does act irrationally, and you can have a great earnings winner and it looks positive, it gaps up, and then boom, tanks right at open, and vice versa. You can have something that has great news and yet it tanks pre-market, then it opens and it shoots back up. So always let the market determine what it's going to do, and then you can piggyback on the momentum that's already happening and have a great trade from there with proper risk management. So, also, October 1st, heading out to California to go and do a talk. I've been asked again to speak with Trade Ideas, and on Friday evening, I'm going to be setting up a book signing out there. So if you want to come out, come meet me. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it at a coffee shop or a little like patio bar. I'm sort of leaning towards the patio bar idea because I'd like to be able to see the sunset, enjoy my time out there, and just chill with some of you guys. So definitely let me know if you're able to come to that. And the watch list for this week, I have some great longs that are that are low float stocks, and they have high short float volumes and high short float on Friday as well. And we also have our shorts. And I've come up with a new one, Mind the Gap list, because basically these are stocks that have had a large drop and they're going to have a gap fill at some point as long as they've rebounded from their big drop, whether it was based on news or bad earnings and the market overreacted, dropped it down and put it into an oversold status. So I'm not going to speak all those out, so definitely check out my Instagram and Twitter where I'll be posting those as well. So the watch list for this week, for my longs, we have DMTX, which is a buyout at $3.41 a share. Now this one, for support, I would say $2.99 and resistance of $3.15. The reason why it's so interesting is because there's 17 million in the float, and it did have 43% short float volume on Friday. So check that one out. If it does break, it could easily run because it is a low floater. However, it might only run up to $3.40. We also have EHTH, with support of $22.35 and a resistance of $23.10. EHTH is interesting because it has 12 million in the float. On Friday, it did have lower volume overall, but it had 376,000 that were short. ACIA with a support of 48.50 and a resistance of 50.15. If you do watch me regularly, you will see that I mentioned this on my long-term swing list. Just like OLED did a great job, ACIA has a low float of 18.7 million and it was 64% short float volume on Friday, and roughly half of the float overall is short. WTW, Weight Watchers. Way back, it was, I think, November of last year or January when it was down to 12, and now it's up at 50. So these can be longer term swings, so definitely check them out if you are more of a swing trader. And it also has great movement and range throughout the day of maybe $1 to $2, so it's easy to trade it throughout the day. We have AKBA with a support of 1640 and a resistance of 1650. They have 36.5 million in the float on that one, and PSTG with a support of 1472 and a resistance of 15. This one is approaching double top, I believe, if I'm correct on the chart, and it looks like it will break out strong. It's sort of tested, pulled back, and it's testing again to launch forward. It's basically spring loading to continue. They have 66 million in the float and 22% short float volume. For the shorts for this week, we had ACET, which was the biggest loser of Friday. Typically, you will see that they will drop down. I would say support is right at where it closed, or just 4 cents below at 11.28. If that breaks, it does look like it has a clear bottom below, and resistance of 11.95. So do trade accordingly with risk management. ULTA, the makeup company, it had a major drop, and I would say the initial support would be 209.50 from aftermarket hours, and then drop down to 204.15. So a nice almost $8 from where it closed, and resistance of 216. So definitely check that one out. It was a big loser as far as earnings. Their projected earnings also were not stellar. It did have a nice bounce to it, but it sold off at the end of the day. Momo, which was a big loser for the week based on earnings, and then it bounced up and sold off again. So check that one out. It was hovering right around 38 on Thursday, and then it tanked away on Friday for support of 35.15 and a resistance of 35.80. AAP with a support of 95.25 and a resistance of 96.35. VEEV, another big loser on Friday, with a support of 55 and a resistance of 57.30. Also check out the new Mind the Gap list for longer term, just price alerts to keep in mind for when it does do the gap fill. As always, Carpe Profit, seize those profits one at a time. They will all grow your account. Have a great week ahead, guys.